Hi, welcome to christadelphianvideo.org. Thoughts on the Bible readings September 24th, 1 Chronicles 7, Ezekiel 20, Luke 17. 1 Chronicles 7 tells of the descendants of Issachar, Benjamin, Naphtali, Manasseh, Ephraim and Asher. The brevity of some of the genealogies is curious, i.e. Naphtali in particular. The numerical strengths of some of the tribes are stated, but more often than not those details have been omitted. Ezekiel 20 tells of the continued rebellion of Israel, Ephraim, and of Yahweh's judgments on them to purge out the rebels from among them in the wilderness over a 40-year period before bringing a refined and purged nation into the promised land. The prophecy of Micah 7 verses 14 to 15 indicates that the time period will be identical to that under Moses when Israel wandered in the wilderness for 40 years after leaving Egypt. And so, this era is called the Second Exodus. And these returning Israelites will be led by the prophet Elijah, who will bring a purged people through the wilderness of the peoples, believed by some to be Europe. Verses see Malachi 4 verses 5 to 6. Read carefully and note Elijah's mission is to turn these people's hearts to the fathers of the nation, that is, to the faith, and thinking of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Elijah, aided by the Almighty, will purify the remnant and execute their sovereign's judgment on the persecutors of his beloved nation. Zechariah, the prophet, contains much of the details of this time. Luke 17 commences with a woe upon any who would be a cause of serious stumbling to Jesus' disciples. This follows Jesus' comments in verses 1 to 6 on the need for forgiveness, which brought the response from the 12 verses, Lord, to increase their faith. Yet that faith, like the mustard and mulberry seeds, may be tiny but immensely powerful. We are told that when we have done all, we are still unprofitable slaves. We have but done what was our duty. Jesus cleansed 10 lepers, yet only one returned with thanksgiving, and he a Samaritan. Presumably the other 9 were Jews. When questioned about the kingdom, Jesus pointed out that the rulers were looking for outward, observable signs, but they had failed to recognize the most visible and evident sign of all, Jesus the King, in their midst. He told them to be ready to go to the kingdom, and not be caught up with preoccupation with food and drink and multiple marriages as in the time of Noah. The same warnings applied to Lot's time, with the additional problems of involvement with the absorbing commerce of that time. Some will be ready and waiting. Sadly, others will not. Let us be among the ready, rather than have the eagles strip our bones. There was in this prophecy overtones of the coming judgment of AD 70 by the Roman eagle. Thanks for joining us. We pray you found these comments helpful in your appreciation of God's words. Join again tomorrow at https://christadelphianvideo.org/christadelphian-daily-readings.